Welcome, citizens, to another adventure of the Real Comic Heroes podcast. I'm Travis.
And I'm Patrick.
And are we doing a Bond film this week?
For once, it has changed. Glorious change. No more Sean Connery, hairy chest, hitting on women.
No, Batman.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
That's
and
right.
not to mention a humongous change of pace as far as just the genre kind of.
Right.
Because you're going from serious spy movie to playful comic book movie.
Yeah.
It was jarring. Just
It was strange. But I think I had a smile on my face like the entire time I was watching this.
yeah, I just enjoyed the new change of pace because I was
Yeah.
no offense, Bond, but watching it felt like 15 of you in a row. But yeah, it was fun watching this one.
Yeah.
And now we get to watch it again.
Yeah. And I guess we haven't said, but I don't think it needs to be said, but we are doing the 1966 Batman the movie.
That's right. I saw that surprisingly it came out after the first one, like months after the last episode.
Yeah, I think before when we wrapped up the last episode, I think we were both not sure where this fell with where the TV show was. I wasn't sure if it was a pilot, movie kind of kicking off the show, which is actually what it was intended to be. It was going to be like the Superman movie that we did. It was going to be what started the whole thing, but delays in production and everything, they decided to start the series first, and they were filming this while season 1 was kind of wrapping up, and it aired almost 2 months after the last episode of season 1, so it's kind of weird that it was a mid-season movie, and then there were talks about doing a second movie between season 2 and 3, but obviously that never happened. But
yeah, I know the series fell off after probably midway season 2.
yeah, it seems like that's when everything I read was that's kind of when numbers just started to drop, and that's why they brought in the Batgirl character in season 3.
Yeah.
So
guess it was either that or get another young kid to show up.
yeah,
Like cousin
always
Oliver.
bring in the kid. Yeah.
That's Brady Bunch for you youngsters.
What's Brady Bunch?
See, there wasn't a whole lot of television when we were younger. So we had to watch crap like I Love Lucy and
Yeah.
Gilligan's Island.
Mr. Ed.
But also within that was Batman, the
That's
series.
right.
That's how I saw it. It was reruns on
Oh yeah,
Fox,
Nick at
I
Night.
think, and Nick at Night, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I first became aware of this show. And I don't know, like, to me it's a blur of what TV episodes I watched, and then this movie, like,
Oh, yeah.
it was pretty incomprehensible as far as, like, the differences, so.
Yeah, I haven't seen this Batman iteration probably since I was like 10.
Wow.
So I had a whole new view
Yeah.
watching it recently. Because, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, cool, they're flying around and there's noises like pow and bam, and they spell it for you. And I always thought how weird the grappling hook or bat rope,
Yeah.
where they're obviously walking.
Walking up the buildings.
Yeah, and they just tilt the camera.
Yeah.
So that was all I could remember before watching this.
Yeah.
But I did follow the plot for this one.
Oh yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it wasn't like Dr. No, where I was like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we want to get into the synopsis.
Sure, let's start it off. So the dynamic duo faces 4 supervillains who plan to hold the world for ransom with the help of a secret invention that instantly dehydrates people.
Dehydrates people. It sounds like everyone's just going to be thirsty.
Yeah. Kind of Gatorade?
It's like, oh, I'm parched. Who will save us? Batman. Give me some bat water. Now, I watched this on the Xfinity app.
Okay.
So if people are looking for it,
Yeah, it's good. A good place to find it, I imagine.
Or if you got the DVD or maybe library.
Yeah.
I found it hard to find on YouTube. It was in
that
bits and pieces.
Right. I think this one pops up on Netflix quite a bit. It seems like I always see the poster for it on Netflix. So.
Yeah, I checked there first. I remember it being there before, but I was only able to find it on Xfinity.
Well, we're watching it off the DVD release from probably the early 2000s maybe. So it's, not as good of a picture as like the, I know it was just re-released on Blu-ray. And apparently all the show looks really good on the Blu-ray releases, but
Really?
yeah, that's what I've heard, that it looks really good. So
I always feared that you'd be able to see like wires.
Oh yeah.
In older shows.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or like some kind of harness, like Batman's bulge is extra large.
Nothing can contain.
Bat bulge.
All right.
You'll see why I keep saying bat everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Hopefully people have. I wonder if people are watching this for the first time along with listening to this. But I have to imagine pretty much everyone is pretty aware and familiar with, with this movie, or at least has seen it.
Yeah, just keep in mind it's sort of a parody, very ham-handed sometimes, but
yeah,
it's not Chris Nolan Batman.
No, and yeah, not at all. But,
yeah. So don't expect that, and you should be fine. I think it's a good group movie. Like, watch it with a group. All right.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those you can tease and make fun of a little bit, but
it's kind of supposed to be like that.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so I think we are ready. We are at the 20th Century Fox logo at the beginning. So we will get it going in 3, 2, 1.
20th Century Fox.
It's so weird seeing that before a Batman movie.
Oh yeah.
And this part I had no recollection of. It's this just a spotlight on some brick wall, and
it's very hippie.
Yeah,
like the message, I thought.
Yeah, message to the viewers about
lovers and unadulterated entertainment lovers.
Yeah,
ridiculous lovers
to fun lovers everywhere. This picture is dedicated.
And then random people making out.
Yeah. So right off the bat that this is not taken too seriously.
There's the bat symbol. I really like that Batman symbol.
Yeah, that's what I'm wearing on my shirt right now.
What a nerd. Who wears the shirt of the movie you're going to?
This guy.
It's like going to a Van Halen show with a Van Halen t-shirt. Not cool. I don't know why I picked Van Halen.
Yeah. Timeless.
Yeah.
So here we got, little...
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be a different cat lady. Or Catwoman.
Yeah. Julie Newmar, who did it, was Catwoman in the first season. I've read and heard a few different things. I just listened to a podcast a couple days ago. It was Comic Book Central, and he interviewed Julie Newmar, and he asked her about why she wasn't in the movie, and she said that at the time she got injured, some kind of leg injury, but then there were also conflicting reports of they started production without her knowledge, and she had already signed on for some other project. So, she just wasn't available for this. So they went with Lee Merriweather, she had actually been in the show at some point in season 1 as a different, completely different character. So. It's some strange openings with this guy in a trench coat running around, and is this guy just a criminal that they're chasing? Because they don't show them chasing him or apprehending or,
I thought it was just generic bad guy.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And
Okay, right here. I freaking hate this music of traveling.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Oh, it drives me nuts.
And they use it a lot.
Yeah.
Throughout the movie, and it is
Right off the bat, it annoyed me.
Right.
Young Adam West.
Yeah. I like that they start out with some narration.
Yeah.
Adam West wearing an ascot.
Heck yeah. It's good enough for Fred on Scooby-Doo.
Right. And they do not waste any time because they are already in the Batcave and already in the costumes.
Look how big those computers are.
I know. I love that everything's labeled.
Yeah.
Emergency bat turn lever.
Yeah. I bet the bat label maker is like constantly in use.
Oh yeah, and the bat label maker is labeled bat label maker.
Yeah. I think Batman's kind of OCD.
Yeah.
Either that or he's got memory issues. He's like, what's the name of this thing?
Yeah.
Damn it. I know it's Bat something. God, this took forever. I didn't need to watch them rolling out the Batcopter.
It is weird, and especially it's weird that the Batcopter is maintained and stored at an airport and not
It's not part of the Batcave.
Right, he doesn't
property.
And he has to get to all of these other vehicles. He has to drive to them.
Burt Ward fell. Either that or he almost got clipped by the propeller.
Oof, this could have ended real bad. But that Batcopter looks awesome.
Oh yeah.
So the narrator told us that there's a yacht that was off course or just in distress. Yeah, and that's Jack LaLanne with the
nice
bikini ladies. It's funny seeing a beloved Batman, like these officers are saluting and
Batman's like a Boy Scout in this movie.
Yeah, I assume this is L.A. or just somewhere in California.
Makes a film feel real good. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Weird 60s slang. It's still kind of 50s-ish.
Yeah.
I never realized he had weird blue highlight for the mask.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Maybe they did it, with just plain black and then just felt like it was missing something. But the drawn-on eyebrows are really strange. I don't know what's up. I've never understood what's up with the nose.
Yeah. If it's supposed to give dimension to the mask or
Must
something.
Must be.
Because if those are eyebrows, those are really jacked up eyebrows.
Yeah. They've released the bat ladder.
Yeah. Jeez.
I forgot that it was labeled.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
I knew he said. I know. I knew that he said release the bat ladder, but I didn't remember that it was labeled as such.
Stop the music.
It is. Yeah, it's just relentless.
Bat hold. See, right now, that bat stuff has already gotten old to me. I'm just like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah. And, I mean, just imagine that you've watched the first season, and then this is, a month or two after, and you're watching this, so you're used to bat everything
and awesome special effects coming up, although this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good shot. That's stuntman, what was his name? Hubie Kearns.
Here, not so much.
That might be Adam West.
Yeah.
But the guy actually dangling from the helicopter is Hubie Kearns, and uncredited, so...
Look at that wind machine go.
Yeah. So yeah, they're I guess trying to get aboard this
Roger Wilco.
They're trying to get aboard this yacht.
Oh.
Where'd it go?
And this, holy hell.
So for some goddamn reason, Robin lowers Batman into the drink.
Yeah. It's like, even if the boat was still there, you wouldn't keep going that low.
I think Robin wants to kill Batman, and he saw the shark.
He's like, here's my chance to be the Batman.
So at this point, I think we know exactly what kind of movie we're dealing with.
And all the labeled canisters.
Right.
Manta ray repellent and whatnot.
Yeah. And there's no blood anywhere to be seen, so.
Well, let's hope the automatic bat pilot works.
No
well
kidding.
enough. Man, I think Batman needs to get his left foot off the shark's head that's putting him there, but hey, that's just me.
Take your time, Robin.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see the rope on the shark.
It's wedged
pulling
in
its
there.
tail. Yeah, I never saw that before.
Oh yeah,
and then there's ropes on top. Yeah.
I didn't even see the one by the tail until you just pointed that out.
I hadn't either.
And then, of course, Robin, a former circus performer, has to hang by his legs.
That's right.
Wow. Oh, here comes the aerosol spray.
Yep. So the shark falls back in the water and explodes?
Yep.
Like sharks do?
For some reason, the timer on that exploding shark only went off as soon as it hit the water again.
Oh, yeah. And, instead of going for medical attention, they hold a press conference,
Leg is totally fine.
Oh, yeah.
Bat tights are impenetrable.
Yeah.
I like the sticker on his...
I know, it always seems so low. Like it's... Okay. Seeing her name, written out in the subtitles, her name isn't Kitka, but it's just I guess an acronym for her full name. And this is Lee Merriweather, and she is playing a Russian. What was it? She's a reporter for the Moscow Bugle. I think is what it was. Something like that.
Moscow Gazette.
Yeah.
She's a commie Batman. Don't trust her. Good old Irish cop.
Oh, yeah. O'Hara.
He'll never get to me Lucky Charms, Batman.
Why does everyone always laugh when I say that? I like that Commissioner Gordon gets all hot and bothered when she calls Batman and Robin vigilantes.
Because they clearly are.
They say they are fully deputized.
Which I was like, what?
I know, it seems weird.
That's not Batman.
Yeah.
Deputy Batman.
Yeah. So I guess you could make Batman a sheriff.
Yeah, no kidding. That'd be way cooler. And as you can see, no fake muscles. This is 100% Adam West.
That's right. Just drink it in, ladies. I see some bat nipples.
Oh, wow. I'm going to be moving further away from Travis, so it may sound like I am off screen. So, how's it going over there? Are you done watching Bat Nipples?
Doing better now. So I like the idea that, Batman and Robin and Commissioner, they all have to be notified which criminals have, escaped. Because
I like the odd background of these pictures.
Yeah.
Like, how come it's not a police?
Yeah.
height chart.
It is strange.
It's like they're all at their house.
Right. But that's not Batman. Batman would know exactly who's escaped.
Uh-oh.
Here's some deduction at its finest.
Oh, man. C. C's for Catwoman. Genius, Robin.
Exploding shark was pulling his leg. The Joker!
Oh, jeez.
The acting here is...
Like, I feel like they're having a good time with it, though.
I think so. I mean...
Like, they're obviously totally, like, over the top.
Mm-hmm. Everything is just played with such urgency, you know.
Yeah. It's like they're being serious, but in a way that says, we know this is ridiculous.
Right.
I don't know if this is how the comic books were back then. Like
the comics were a little campy in the 50s and 60s, so it's not like they've completely deviated from source material.
So I wasn't sure if they were joking about the material, like hamming it up to this degree.
Maybe a little bit. It is, you know, parodizing itself a little bit, but I don't think they're too far.
The old tavern, or whatever it was.
The old Benbow Tavern.
Yeah. Making out with the fight in the
Nice.
background.
Some real ruffians here.
A lot of smoke.
Yeah. Miss Kitka has shown up to the Benbow to talk to some pirate.
Weird.
I love the logo for the United Underworld.
Obviously Penguin's design.
Yeah. It says today Gotham, tomorrow the world. It's got this octopus like strangling the globe.
Awesome effect.
Yeah. Joker joy buzzing the Riddler and Penguin.
I like how hers is a cat she throws on a table.
Yeah.
Why would you be afraid of that cat?
Even the villain's lair, everything is labeled. Like Joker has his section. He's got a locker with some stuff. Catwoman had something that said cat food.
Riddles,
yeah.
And they all have to stand by their bookshelves.
Oh, yeah. Penguin food. I wonder if they did any joining of the bad guys in the TV show, or if this was an even bigger deal because it's the first time you get to see, Riddler and Joker. Yeah,
could have sworn I remember a Riddler Joker team up, but maybe not all four.
Could be, yeah. I could see him doing one or two.
I should apologize. I have a bit of a cold. That's why I have this awesome voice. That becomes funny later.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous as it is, but... His hair.
I know. Because it's a wig, right? 'Cause surely they don't dye.
Oh, it's got to be a wig.
Okay.
But I don't
It
know.
looks really good. I mean...
Yeah, it's obviously like plastered on with
Yeah.
his... It's got to be. There's no way that he'd agree to have his hair
Yeah,
that
I
color.
can't imagine.
That, and it's like stuck in that weird like
Yeah.
hat hair looking style.
Mm-hmm. But it moves around a lot, like later on.
See, he's got a mustache. I didn't notice.
Oh yeah,
that.
oh yeah. Famously, Cesar Romero refused to shave his mustache for the role, so he always had just the white paint covering his mustache.
And that's what he was smelling.
Oh, I didn't notice the fish that they're just. So yeah, they've got
smell.
Yeah. Got Frank Gorshin as the Riddler.
I don't remember the Riddler being so over the top.
Like he's crazier than the Joker.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like the laugh. I was like, hey, that's the Joker's laugh. What?
Yeah.
What? And I kept seeing Burgess Meredith as the Penguin, but I kept waiting for him to say, Rock. Rocky, get up, you bum.
You bum. I always liked him as...
But he does sound like the Penguin.
He does? I mean,
that's just his voice, pretty much.
Right.
I mean, it's a little, like, added to it, but
yeah,
for the most part, that's him.
Yeah. I always liked him in the...
Film developing tank. Superfine something. I was trying to read that before it went away.
Superfine bat grain is
bat
what it
grain?
said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Interdigital bat sorter.
Interdigital bat sorter.
That's what I've been doing. Like every time we were here, I'm trying to read signs. Bat analyst.
Bat analyst. Yeah. And it's nice that they were, able to use the sets from the TV show that they already had, so it, served a lot of purpose. So what's your
Man, he's got an awesome memory.
Yeah.
Knew his exact coordinates, and that had to be an illegal buoy.
Right.
I like the bell that says done.
Yeah.
Oh, what were you gonna ask me?
What's your experience with Batman?
Well, as a kid, it was the show.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I knew it as.
Yeah.
And then, not until the Burton Batman in 90, I think it was, or 89, 90. And I thought that was the greatest thing ever.
Right.
Although, I did think Michael Keaton was a bit tiny.
Yeah.
To be, later on.
Right.
At the time, I didn't know any better.
Yeah, you don't notice it.
But, later on, I'm like, man, he's really small.
Yeah. I think I'm about the same as you. I have a memory of watching this show, obviously in reruns, and around the same time that the Batman movie, or the 89 Batman movie came out. So I remember really being excited about the trailer for it, and then eventually seeing it on VHS when it came out. So to me, this Batman, the 66 Batman, and the 89 Batman pretty much all came into my life about the same time.
Oh, okay.
Because I would have been, in 89, I would have been 6. So I would have been watching these.
Gotcha. Yeah, I actually went to the theater with
my
cousins to see the 89 Batman.
So I wish I could have, but I can't. I mean, maybe I did, but I don't remember it if I did.
Well, I was a little bit older. But...
Yeah. So I probably would have been... Probably didn't really see it till about 1990, because I imagine the VHS would have come out,
Yeah, my cousins were really into comic books and stuff, so they were forced to drag me along with them.
Right.
Although I do remember being scared witless about the end of, spoilers, the end of the Batman movie, 89 Batman.
Yeah.
Where Joker's fallen.
Oh,
and he's dead.
Oh, yeah.
His face is all cracked up, and that laugh box is still
know.
going.
That's
it creeped me out.
Definitely, yeah.
Because I was 8, and I'm like, oh, good.
Yeah.
I can still hear it.
Well, and it was especially creepy because his eyes were open.
Yeah.
That messes with you as a kid.
It was the cracked face got me the most, because I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That freaking music.
Yeah. But that Batboat looks awesome.
The vehicles are awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this submarine, I forgot to mention it because we were talking,
yeah.
is the my favorite submarine in movie history.
Nice.
It's got the little flappers
Yep,
kicking.
yep.
And
They have a really good shot of it later on. Like, they show it pretty much straight on, and it looks really cool. But, yeah, that bat boat's great, though. The penguin periscope is pretty bad.
If you mean pretty awesome. Look at it. It tilts up even.
Yeah. I don't know why they went with flames on the bat boat. Like, that seems unnecessary.
Yeah, but everything's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah. Oh, man. The company that did the boat was, I think they were called Glastron. Instead of getting paid to design and build the boat, they wanted the premiere of the movie to take place in Austin, Texas, where they were based. So that's why the movie premiered in Austin. And then the production kept the boat around for the seasons 2 and 3.
Of course, corrosion. Enemies of the crime fighter,
Yeah.
not the actual criminals. Mirage.
Sabotage.
Wow, that came off oddly.
Oh, yeah. But I like it's a little bit of detective work
Yeah.
from Batman, checking out this buoy.
What is that animal? Holy Long John Silver. How could he spot us? We're giant penguin heads
Yeah.
sticking out of the water.
I like all the yo-hos. I like the pirates.
See, to me, I was like, why don't you just take off your belts?
Yeah, that would seem like the go-to move.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a badass belt he's got there, and I'd be
yeah.
pissed if I had to leave it, but
Yeah.
he's a billionaire, or maybe he was only a millionaire in the 60s.
Oh, I think it was always a billionaire.
Was he?
Oh, yeah.
So now Batman's a trillionaire to make up for the inflation?
Probably. I like Burgess Meredith here doing the countdown.
I feel like the Joker was like everyone's lackey.
I know, it's
Like the Penguin obviously is leading this crew weirdly.
Yeah. Yeah,
Super
the Joker
energies.
doesn't have a whole lot to do in this movie. Because, Catwoman gets a big chunk of the movie, Riddler gets some pretty decent screen time. And obviously, the Penguin is the ringleader here and gets a lot of... But Joker doesn't really have his own, big moment in the movie. So Batman is jamming some torpedoes.
As the subtitles say, "Wee." The Riddler's calling Penguin cheap.
Yep.
Ew. Riddler's licking his lips all creepy while he's
Ew.
looking through the...
It's better than what Catwoman does later.
Yeah. Confound it. Aren't they the bat batteries?
Yeah.
Come on, Batman.
She's slipping.
Oh no. Surely they've died. And that's the end of Batman the movie.
That was a
everyone.
really short movie.
First movie to have the bad guys win.
It's kind of nice to see this movie has a 80% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh yeah,
It's pretty high. I mean, yeah. This is awesome.
Almost human porpoise.
Oh yeah. Noble of that animal to hurl himself into the path of the torpedo. It's so ridiculous. I remember that when I was a kid. That part stood out to me.
Even the fish like Batman.
Right.
This was so weird.
This is weird. I guess it was a not so subtle like dig at the Pentagon and in the Cold War era, just poking fun at them for whatever reason. I don't know.
Ahoy.
Yeah. I like the idea that Batman can just call the Pentagon straight up.
Yeah, he's Batman. He's a deputy.
Right, that's true.
All deputies can contact
deputy.
the Pentagon. Oh, who could that be?
P.N. Gwyn. Yeah, I feel like they're taking shots at the Pentagon for selling like pre-war or pre-atomic war era subs to during the Cold War era.
Smug, indignant Batman.
I know. Like, shame on you, sir.
You silly man.
You dumb son of a bitch.
Put your hands up, Batman, so I can see. For a hot second, I thought that was going to be another shark. Because the nose came out first. I was like, oh no, he's firing rocket sharks.
Right. Hey, that gives me an idea for a sci-fi movie. Rocket sharks. I like that the skywriting missiles.
Oh, perfect.
You don't see him do any skywriting.
Here
these
comes
two
the
perfect
first
messages.
Message that is easily translated.
Oh
by
god,
the
these
dynamic
riddles.
duo. I think that's what I like about it. It's like the answer is so ridiculous that, of course, they're gonna get it right away because it's plainly obvious.
So,
you would never figure it out.
Right. Oh, I can't figure out, are the riddles real riddles?
I doubt
or
it.
just nonsense that they made up.
I think it's just nonsense.
Yeah.
Like that. There's one later that makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah,
to me.
well, most of them.
That is probably a real riddle.
Yeah, maybe. What weighs 6 ounces, sits in a tree, and is very dangerous.
Yeah.
Sparrow with a machine gun.
That is obviously not a real riddle.
And just the leaps that they make from, from one riddle to the next to,
and they're all like,
what
of course.
it really means. Yeah, it's like, obviously it's a reference to Catwoman. It seems weird that they're having another moment where they're confirming that all the villains, I guess this is the first time they've confirmed that they're all working together.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like we already had this moment, with the...
But 4.
Yeah. The urgency is just amazing.
Well, we know it's the entire world because we saw the logo of the underworld.
Exactly. Which is kind of a take on some World War II propaganda. They would depict Hitler as an octopus, like strangling the world, that kind of thing.
I thought it was like a Hydra kind of thing.
And I think that's kind of where your Marvel Hydra kind of gets that from,
that's
too.
What the symbol made me think of. It's like the many heads of Hydra. It's the many tentacles of underworld. So I've never understood, was Joker's part the shark?
Yeah, well,
I thought that was the Penguin. Because when they're figuring out who's working on him, they said
that's
that
true.
shark was pulling his leg.
Yeah,
So
I guess the exploding aspect of the shark was penguins, but the shark, that is weird.
maybe
Because,
the
they
exploding
present
part
it.
was Joker's. Like, that's
No,
what makes
because
it
the
funny.
exploding part of the octopus
he
is
just
penguins.
yeah. I was just trying to figure out what the hell Joker does in this group.
Well, in this right here, they're talking about the Jack in the Box. But earlier, Joker didn't really have a part. But they did attribute the shark to Joker.
Yeah.
So
maybe Joker trained it to pull Batman's leg and leave no teeth marks.
Right. You're not insinuating that there are plot holes in this movie, are you? Because I won't stand for it.
I'm just saying. The Joker is kind of sad in this movie.
Yeah. I mean, Cesar Romero's great. I mean, the acting's great.
See, I thought the Joker stole the show as far as hamming up, like, the evil villain. Like, he felt way crazier than the Joker.
Oh, the Riddler?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even his face, like, his
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah. Well, and I like later on we get the Joker's kind of trying to reel in the Riddler, and that's what's really weird is...
Because I knew he was always kind of not all there, the Riddler.
Yeah.
But I didn't think he was past Joker not there.
Yeah. And I think it's probably the only version of Batman that would be the case,
Jim Carrey was pretty...
That's true. And I think Jim Carrey probably got a lot of...
But he wasn't with the Joker at the time, so...
No. I remember when that movie came out thinking that would be amazing, seeing a Joker Riddler movie.
Yeah.
Good God.
I still have not gotten used to young Adam West with
that
voice. Like, he looks like... I don't know, it just doesn't look like it matches up, voice and actor.
Because he sounds the same now.
Yeah.
But obviously...
He's got an old voice.
Yeah.
And I I read that he agreed to do this movie if he could spend a certain amount of time as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Out of the mask, I guess.
I like all the Bruce Wayne that we get in the movie.
I didn't think anything of it at the time because I was like, "There's always Bruce Wayne in Batman movies."
Yeah, I got the impression that he, the TV show didn't have a whole lot of Bruce Wayne or Dick Grayson, but yeah, I mean, people didn't turn on the show to watch Bruce Wayne, so it does make sense that.
I mean, unless you're doing an episode where it's like, how will Batman be both people at once?
Yeah.
Oh, here's another riddle that made absolutely no sense with a banana.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Just gotta work on our spy skills.
Yeah. Her accent is so...
And Batman couldn't detect that?
I know. That's what... I think watching so many Bond movies has made me think, well, obviously Bruce Wayne knows who she is and is onto her the whole time, but don't think that's the case.
Oh, I meant to look up what that meant, to Vetra.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe until next time.
I'm going to get on the Google machine.
Oh, the lights are dimming.
God, I can't imagine how uncomfortable the bat switch suit thing is. Like, ow.
Oh, hitting that lever on the way down?
Well, not that, but the actual changing on the pole on the way down. How uncomfortable has that got to be? Of course. Oh, yeah.
Russians.
Now, putting it together.
Banana and Russian. Oh, my God.
Precisely.
Oh, the leap to that is just...
I mean, that's
insane.
as clear as day. Come on, people.
Yeah.
Now, if you're trying to make sense of this at home, good luck.
Yeah.
You could not match the wits of Batman and Robin.
Yeah. It's better just to ignore these riddles. Did you find something
Betra means until this evening.
So I was pretty close.
Nice. Oh man, upcoming the tailing sequence.
Yeah, the date scene.
Well, I mean the
tailing. Right.
Robin and Alfred.
Yeah. Are these violinists? Are these pirates?
Oh, good call. I didn't notice that.
I feel like they are, because that dude is just staring like...
Well, I mean, their outfit.
Yeah.
The bandana.
Right.
I mean, they gotta be. Doesn't fit that restaurant style. And Bat Alfred.
I know. I love the domino mask on Alfred.
I was like, who are they kidding?
Yeah.
Like, if somebody saw that, they'd be like, who's that old dude?
Yeah. Who's that old guy with Robin?
Man, Batman got old.
Yeah. This club is kind of interesting. You know, it's just that in that time period, that, 60s.
Oh, yeah. They have, like, the Asian-inspired sit-down.
Yeah.
It's around that time that the Beatles got all hippy-dippy with, like,
the
Eastern
who was it? The
culture.
Yeah. This date scene goes on a little long.
And I get creeped out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking of Old Man West, so I think that's why.
Sure. But I do like how Adam West plays Bruce Wayne. He's really smooth. And
seems pretty desperate to me.
You think so?
I thought so. Alfred with the glasses on. Over
I know. But it's kind of interesting because Adam West was considered to play James Bond for the 1970 Diamonds Are Forever. They really considered going with him, but then from what I've read, Adam West declined because he felt that James Bond should be British. So, but he was in the running. So I could kind of see it as, he's...
Well, his voice isn't even, like, really American. It's got its own style.
I've heard a term for it. It's that, like, East Coast, Hampton, like, upper crust, like, forget what it's called, but...
Yeah, it's not Kennedy, but...
That, yeah.
It's around that area. Mm-hmm. And I like that Robin still can't drive the car.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you'd think he's the second in command,
right.
But Alfred's got to drive him around. I mean, I guess Alfred's kind of a butler, so
that
makes sense. But still, I bet Robin's pissed.
Chauffeuring is part of his duties.
Or is Robin supposed to be really young?
It changes.
In the cartoon, he is.
Yeah, he was introduced as like a maybe 6 to 10 year old, because they obviously thought he needed a sidekick. But yeah, Robin's age has fluctuated, quite a bit. But it's nice that the character Robin was able to age and grow, and in the comics now he's he's an adult. He's Nightwing. He kind of graduated from the
There's like a couple of them.
There's a bunch of Robins, yeah.
I know one got the Joker ran into him. And,
Jason Todd got beaten to death with a crowbar.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Well, and that was one of those. The previous issue had a phone number for call in and vote. Do you think Robin should live or Robin should die? Everyone,
I remember that.
It was
like kill him.
Kill him, yeah. So he got beaten to death with a crowbar.
Of course, nobody's gonna be like, let him live.
Right. So that was one of the Robins. You had Tim Drake. But yeah, and then
you're gonna get called out if you can't name all Robins.
Yeah, I probably would. There's Damian Wayne, who is Bruce Wayne's son, who was like a genetically modified, kind of a clone, but not really.
Wait, is that the one that's in that futuristic Batman animation?
No, that in Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
No, that's Terry McGinnis, who's
okay. I thought he was part of Bruce Wayne's DNA.
I think they retconned it later on in the series that he was somehow genetically matched to Batman, but
it was some kind of experiment.
Yeah,
that he didn't know about, and I don't even know if his parents knew.
Right. And who else has been Robin? You got Carrie Kelly, who was the Dark Knight Returns future.
Okay.
She was a Robin.
I always thought Robin should have been a girl anyway.
Yeah, and then there was a Stephanie Brown. She, I think, took up the role as Robin. She was another character called Spoiler. I can't think of any other Robins. I think that's
all.
I think that's it.
It's more than I thought. I like how he's like playing with his hands, like, ooh, goody, goody.
I know.
I'm gonna touch a boobie.
Seeing if this was a James Bond movie, they would have skipped dinner and been banging way before now. So
yeah, she would have gotten the batarang by now.
Oh yeah. So
where is this camera?
I was just going to ask that. Where are Robin and Alfred watching this feed from?
It's like there's a floating bat camera somewhere in the room that's invisible. See, I think Robin's just getting a little too aroused, and he's like, am I aroused because I'm seeing Batman or because I'm seeing Kitka? I'm confused. Oh, my favorite conveyance. Yeah. See, I love all the vehicles.
I know. The jetpack umbrellas. They look like something you'd ride at the front of a grocery store.
Yeah.
A little quarter machine.
That's a good call. The Penguin was really riding it, though.
Oh, yeah.
He was bouncing up and down on it. A little too much.
The cardboard cutouts.
How dare you, sir? That is obviously them flying through the air.
Right. So Miss Kitka has gotten into something more comfortable.
I thought this was so weird.
Yeah.
If any guy said that to a chick, they'd be like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Was this him doing the it's like a Edgar Allan Poe poem or something?
I didn't realize not Adam West, but Bruce Wayne was so emo.
Oh yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
I like the plan that they came up with to shoot the bat signal so that they'd start the plan and attack the Kitka lady.
I did think that was pretty smart to let the bad guys think that Batman was somewhere else across town.
Yeah.
Letting them.
Now, I still don't understand why the Joker and Penguin are wearing masks.
Yeah, I don't know if they did this in the show ever, but
it's like, is the mask really going to hide those
I know. Stuntman. I feel like that's Cesar Romero.
Oh yeah, he had to want to punch.
But the Riddler was definitely a stuntman. I can't tell with Penguin if that's a stuntman. But it's kind of nice seeing Bruce Wayne getting into a fight.
Yeah.
Dog pile on.
I like the Penguin's umbrella went up and kept
I know.
him from falling.
Yeah.
Oh no!
So it's kind of weird. Like the plot of the movie is easy to follow, and with their plan being about the dehydration and everything, but we haven't gotten any of that yet.
Yeah.
So it's like to this point, the plot is kidnap Bruce Wayne, or just any random,
famous
billionaire, millionaire. They just happen to choose him.
I feel like they're waiting or spending way too much time on trying to get Batman out of the way rather than just getting their plan into action.
Right.
It's like, after all this time, you could have dehydrated people left and right by now.
Yeah. And I've never been clear on why they've kept that Commodore Schmidlap alive.
Yeah.
Because
I know it's his invention, so...
But don't they already have it?
Yeah, but I don't know if they know how to use it.
Maybe that's the case.
What it is.
It's never clear on what purpose Commodore Schmidlap serves to be kept alive.
Because he gave up the location, like, almost right away.
Yeah.
Unwittingly. Pretty dark.
I know. That's what I had written down. That it's strange seeing Bruce Wayne get that dark.
I was worried that wall was going to come down.
Oh yeah. I really expected Batman to pop up out of this. And with this, I'm not sure why keep him entertained that Miss Kitka's alive,
Yeah.
or that it's a different. Like, they've captured Bruce Wayne, and they're taking him to Miss Kitka, who was obviously Catwoman. But to what purpose? Why keep Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah. But maybe this is because Adam West wanted more screen time as Bruce Wayne, so maybe they just had to come up with reasons for him to interact with Miss Kitka.
This nasty soup we're in.
Yeah. That's interesting, the career that Adam West has had. Because I know after this, he really kind of was soured by the whole Batman experience. Took on some various roles, but I really think it was... what's his name? Family Guy.
Oh, Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane, yeah, that I think is a big part of why he's made a resurgence. And
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Family Guy fan, but it is interesting to see the popularity that Adam West has kind of received.
Plays a good mayor.
I know. Adam West had a really good performance in the Batman animated series.
Oh yeah.
It was an episode called Beware the Gray Ghost. And in it, Adam West voiced this guy, his name was Simon Trent, and he played the Gray Ghost in, an old TV show. So kind of playing this character, playing the Adam West character.
I've seen that episode.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was him.
And it was like a show that Bruce Wayne grew up adoring. And so,
yeah,
it was a really, really awesome episode. And then he came back into the Batman world with the Brave and the Bold Batman cartoon, where he played or did the voice of Thomas Wayne. So it was another cool interaction between Batman Bruce Wayne and Thomas Wayne. So And he's been a part of the Batman, universe a couple other times. Frank Gorshin, he did some voiceover for one of the Batman cartoons. He did Hugo Strange.
He seems like he'd be a good voice actor.
Yeah. I really like, there's a Star Trek episode with Frank Gorshin. He played it's called Let That Be Your Last Battlefield. And he played an alien with, like, one side of his body was black, and then the other side was white. Yeah. And then there was another race of aliens where the opposite side of his body was white, and then the other side was black. So they couldn't get along because they were completely different, even though they looked, almost identical. So it was one of those
commentaries.
Moral, yeah. It was a complete commentary on, racism, diversity, and that kind of thing. So, but
I love
bad
that.
guy goes through the window.
That's totally not a dummy.
Not at all. And he exploded. Because the octopus.
Yeah. It's just that octopus was a lot quicker on the explosion than the shark was.
Yeah. Another good Bruce Wayne fight. Oh, the Dutch angles are insane.
Yeah, I don't know what that's for.
It's supposed to increase tension and drama. Yeah, because if the scene isn't like on the level, it's supposed to make the viewer like something's weird, something's off. It
just makes me tilt my head.
Right, and I guess they primarily use it a lot with the villains. Like they don't tend to do it too much with, scenes like this where you got Commissioner and Dick and Bruce. So this is about when the real villain's plot kicks into gear, because all their death traps for Batman have basically all failed. That was a smooth move of Robin just sliding down I didn't notice that before. Sliding down the banister.
Oh, he's ready.
I know every time Burt Ward doesn't know what to do, he, punches his hand. He does that a lot, and I think he just doesn't know what to do.
It works.
Yeah.
Makes him look like a young kid that's ready to do some fighting. And ride shotgun as always.
The other interesting thing I like about Frank Gorshin is he was on the Ed Sullivan Show the night that the Beatles were introduced. Really? Yeah.
Nice.
Because he was a stand-up comedian and known for his impression skills and stuff like that. But it's kind of cool that he was. I mean, when you think of the Ed Sullivan Show, you think of the Beatles.
Yeah.
But he was there too. But
I like how the cat lady's been cleaning herself.
Yeah.
She's like, look at her fingers. It was weird. Yo-ho.
Yeah, really all that Joker has to do is kind of grunt work.
Yeah.
Just fetch this and take care of this. And
I always thought of him as the king of the bad guys for Batman. And like everyone else was sort of like on a different level lower than him.
Yeah.
Here comes the diabolical dehydrator.
Oh yeah, the vacuum.
Big Ben Distillery, total dehydrator.
And that part was strange.
I like the guinea pig
I know.
numbers.
I know. That is nice.
Now, if I was the other four, I would have started running after I saw the first one.
No reactions whatsoever as they're told that it's going to suck all the moisture from their bodies. Oh, man, look at Riddler.
Yeah.
He's insane.
Now, why is he holding it like that? The Riddler.
I don't know.
He turned it up.
Something to do, I guess. So,
right. My favorite line's coming up from the Penguin.
Okay.
You'll know it.
I think, yeah. So I like the goons or the guinea pigs are getting dehydrated and turned into little piles of dust.
And the Riddler's enjoying it thoroughly.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, man. He goes for it. So I like that they've got to carefully get them in a dustpan, yet they chose to dehydrate them on carpet.
That and they do not do it carefully.
No. I like Riddler here getting the information, and you can tell he's just processing it and trying to think of how to turn it into a riddle.
Nice, I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
She's doing this very weirdly.
Oh, dusting or
putting it in the dustpan.
It seems like one of those like we're gonna eat on camera, you know, just one of those like we're gonna fake do the motions and.
No. That's it.
Every one of them has a mother. I read that was an ad-lib line.
Every one of them's got a mother. I
like
that
it.
part.
I know, I like it. That Batmobile is pretty cool. I always kind of dismissed that Batmobile because, you know, for me, the Burton Batmobile was the Batmobile. But
well, this one doesn't exactly inspire battle.
Right, yeah.
It's like, hey, everybody, look at me. Yeah. I'm in a convertible. I don't think that's going to hold.
I know. You can tell, like, the Batarang is a flimsy piece of rubber.
That and the rope.
Yeah.
Is that dental floss?
Why is Batman so close to Robin?
I know, right here.
I mean,
he's got to be the top, and Robin's got to be the bottom. So
yeah, maybe it's just because they needed to fit into the frame.
I guess.
So they had to be super close to each other, but it's a little uncomfortable.
Oh, that's why I love the SNL short "Ambiguously Gay" duo.
Right. Yeah.
It's playing on this show.
Yeah. I'm surprised they went with like this whole bit of someone poking their head out the window. I think in the show they did a lot of celebrity cameos with that.
I don't know who that is.
No, I don't think he was anybody,
Okay.
but I'm surprised that they didn't go with someone super popular in the time.
Yeah.
And here's the bomb.
Talk about like lasting way too long.
I know, because how long was that bomb already sitting there?
Well, that and the fuse is already gone. It's like shooting out from the like actual bomb itself.
Yeah.
I would have just chucked it out the window.
I know. Well, and that was his intention. Damn band.
I don't know. I would have gotten rid of that band.
Yeah. They weren't doing anybody any good.
And then you got dramatic music.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't understand why they showed these two ladies just eating.
I think just a commentary on, here's some fat people that...
Yeah, it was just weird.
They'd rather eat than...
Survive,
yeah. I don't know what exactly the...
I think they played it safe.
Purpose.
Batman's running after the people who just ran. So. Joke's on all you.
This is great, though. I mean, this is classic. Everywhere he turns, there's something in the way.
I like how he's running. He's
I know.
Just, like, so spastic.
I know.
Oh, jeez. It's just so awkward.
Yeah.
Right there. It's
I know.
Oh, man.
It's like it almost feels like this goes on way too long.
Yeah, I know it's part of the gag, but
Yeah,
I'm just like,
exactly.
okay, enough's enough.
Do you think the end of Dark Knight Rises was an homage to this at all? With trying to dispose of the bomb, because I online after that movie came out, like I saw all kinds of memes and just some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. I like this.
Yeah, he would have been dead.
Oh yeah.
It was like as soon as he went off screen and blew up.
Yeah. It's just funny how they handle all those, death-defying, like, close shaves or whatever. It's all handled, like, off-screen, or they somehow...
I like how we couldn't see Batman when
I
he was
know.
kneeling right next to him.
Yeah. I think Robin's just upset that Batman survived. See, he wanted the people in the bar to get blown up.
That's
Robin's evil, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, is this like the Robin that becomes like Red Skull or whatever the hell that thing
Red
is?
Hood.
Red Hood.
That was that was Jason Todd who came back to life.
How could they tell?
I know.
Man, they are good.
I'm surprised they give it up that they know, because they call him Penguin right away,
Yeah.
and I'm just surprised that they don't play along.
Well, I remember this bat gas, knockout gas, in the show.
Yeah.
And I remember, I thought they did it to a woman, and I thought it was really creepy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they did it to Catwoman in the TV
Maybe,
show.
yeah.
Or I know they'd done that to a woman, and I was just like, oh, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Very Bill Cosby. I think anything Adam West says sounds smart, and I want to believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, his delivery is pretty great.
He's just so matter of fact.
Right. I think it's one of those performances that it's almost like the William Shatner.
Yeah.
As Captain Kirk, it's just classic,
It's like, Robin, you simple fool.
And they're kind of close, like
Yeah. Right there. Ready? Commodore. Set. Phaser. Bat phaser to stun.
Yeah.
That's awesome acting.
The roofie spray.
Yep. I can't believe these actors actually went through this. Like,
I know.
It's so hokey. And
Yeah.
they're like fairly, serious actors,
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, Burgess Meredith, he
was
had
big time.
He had some Emmy nominations, and it is interesting to see him just all go for it. I think Cesar Romero's performance, I think, is the one it seems the strangest, given that to me he seems like the most serious of them all. Maybe not as much as Burgess Meredith, but I love Burgess Meredith here playing Schmidlap. Extraordinary.
Nice.
Yeah. As is everything, Batman. Everything's clearly marked.
It's not bat drinking water.
Right. I like Burgess Meredith and
How he
the
has
Grumpy
these
Old
dudes
Men
in his
movies.
pants.
Oh yeah, he's loaded with test
no.
tubes.
No, I didn't understand that light to heavy until later.
Right. And it seemed like, is that intentional or not? But no, it was just a complete accident that he switched the water from light to heavy.
I thought that meant like how fast it was going to come out when he did it.
I thought it was more like a soft water, like a water softening kind of thing. But apparently it's the... What I read, it's
cools the atomic.
It's all about the atomic pile in the Batcave.
Yeah.
So...
I like how he automatically came up with that.
Yeah.
That's gotta be dehydrated pirates rehydrated.
Well, I mean, that's Batman for you. He can deduce anything in a split second. And here we have all kinds of murder happening. Because the head... See, Robin's a little too excited that they're gone.
Well, I think that's just Robin in general.
Yeah.
He's trying to play an excited kid.
You're right.
He does a good job of that because he's always like amped up to 11.
Yeah. Because he's like 19 years old right here.
But I'm guessing he's supposed to be playing younger.
Yeah, I don't know.
If it's holding to like the young Robin.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and it's always that weird, like, I think the worst Robin age was in Batman Forever, when you've got Chris O'Donnell, who's like 25, I think, playing maybe 19. But then it's, why is an adult need to be in the care of Bruce Wayne? It's always like, why does this person need to be the ward of... So it makes sense when it's a young Robin, but... I like the line
so
delivery.
creepily.
I know.
It's like, how will all return to the city? Brr.
They do use the
There it
Batman
is.
theme music every time they're driving. Yeah. So it's their James Bond theme travel music.
Yeah.
Probably would have been tough to squeeze 3 people into that car.
Oh, yeah.
Because is Robin sitting on Penguin's lap?
Oh, good call. He's got to be. Yep. Well, they're sitting right next to each other.
Oh, I guess. Hey.
I like how that would have knocked out the Penguin, too.
They never... Well...
Because it comes up later.
It does. And doesn't he say something about having...
You gotta hold your breath because there's still, like...
That's right.
Gas in the air.
Yeah.
And he throws it around all willy-nilly.
Yeah, I guess I just assume, like, he's taken some type of...
He's been exposed to it enough that he's built a tolerance.
Yeah, or, like, right here, Batman and Robin have taken anti-penguin gas. So I assume... Penguin has his own version of that he doesn't gas himself
We'll
out.
have to see later if he pretends to hold his breath in that big scene.
Yeah. And here again, they took a vehicle to get to the Bat Cycle, which is just parked behind a billboard.
I feel like he's hanging on for dear life.
I know, it looks pretty scary with the... That's definitely why they use a stuntman.
This is awesome right here. And totally not needed, but this is still awesome.
Oh, the go-kart?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the purpose of shooting...
Don't know.
Shooting Robin off in the...
Robin's riding a child's vehicle.
The only purpose it serves is to get them on opposite sides of the helicopter, which he could have just ran around to.
Still awesome, though.
It's definitely awesome. It would have been cool to see that little sidecar go-kart like in a action scene,
Yeah.
Actually use it.
I think Batman just put it in case Robin annoys him too much.
Yeah, oh yeah. Just shoot him off into traffic.
He's like, I can only handle so many holy somethings in one day, Robin. Bet cart.
Yeah.
Engage.
See, right here, Joker has to rein in the Riddler, which seems just... It just seems like the reverse of the way it should be. I think the Riddler is my favorite villain in this movie.
Oh, yeah. Easily. He stole the show.
Yeah.
Him and Penguin.
Yeah. I like that. Flipping all the switches.
And of course, those switches all indicate what to write or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Seems like a lot of switches just to be able to launch a missile.
I love that effect.
Which throws off their...
However, will they survive?
I know. And this seems like where if this was a TV episode, this would have been the cliffhanger. Like, will our heroes survive?
What will become of the dynamic duo? Will the Joker and Riddler's mad plot succeed?
Riddler had a nice double take there when he was checking the periscope.
It
was very subtle. They didn't...
He's like, what?
I got them. I love that. Tune in next week for the exciting conclusion. Yeah.
Same bat channel, same bat time.
And then just the straight transition to...
And perfect landing.
But good thing that there was a foam rubber wholesalers convention in town.
Indeed.
Batman almost choked himself on his headset. And this is just one of those, the close calls that are so coincidental that, but it works for this movie. See, that one doesn't even make sense. This one makes sense, the applesauce riddle. The egg one, I don't really... What goes up white and comes down yellow and white?
Oh, that makes sense, except for the directional thing.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. What goes up white?
Like if you pick it up and crack it?
Maybe
it's a bat riddle.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say is slipping out a banana Russian. Yeah.
Right.
Tip-top condition.
They choose to run across town. That's not even Burt Ward.
Man, that's a lot of people.
It's hard to tell when it's a stunt.
There's my ship.
That's your sub. That is an awesome sub.
That's so cool. Catwoman's just wiggling around.
I know. That's what I was talking about earlier with the her performance in the... What's with the little bow tie on the periscope?
Oh, wow. I guess that's for girls only?
I guess.
That's weird. I didn't notice
I thought I noticed it before, but I don't know what the significance is.
No.
The running with the projection is
always
nice.
Awesome.
It's weird because that looks like a miniature sub,
yeah.
But they definitely used a real one with...
Yeah, I thought it was like a float. Like,
mm-hmm.
Just had the top part. I like Robin. He looks like he's not as in tip-top shape.
And he looks like he's trying to run way faster than...
Well, Batman's got longer legs.
That's true.
That's not true.
Yeah. So the villains here are breaking into... I mean, it's called something like the United World something, but it's basically UN. So they're... Which I'm pretty sure the UN has a dockside entrance.
Of course.
So convenient.
I like how the cat is just there to sniff out the door.
I noted that too. I don't know. Well, maybe that's how she gets into
she's a cat
places
burglar.
when she's a cat burglar. Yeah, so it kind of works. Actually, now that I think about it, in the Batman the Animated Series, she would use the cat to like get into tight places and unlock windows and that kind of thing. Yeah. So this umbrella trick is really cool.
right there, yeah.
Yeah, coming down the hallway.
And these two dudes just dunk.
I know. So yeah, here, is he holding his breath, or has he taken...
Well, he's fine.
Right.
But once he talks to the gang, I want to see if he holds his breath, because he warns them.
Right. And he does still have that cigarette, so you know he'd still be puffing on it and breathing, so...
And that's probably a real cigarette.
Yeah. Apparently, Frank Gorshin was a heavy smoker. Adam West said that he would sometimes light a cigarette and basically use it up completely in one draw. Like he would just suck it in the entire...
Impressive.
Yeah.
And it looked like he held his breath.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he was just showing them how to hold their breath. I don't know. That was weird.
Yeah. And here, welcome to the Hall of Stereotypes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you've got your 9 world leaders who are just
like
exactly what you would expect them to be.
The British Monopoly guy.
Yeah. So you got the guy from Nigeria in like a dashiki. You got your French guy in his...
At least he's not in a beret.
Yeah, that's...
And the Japanese dude just in a suit. Or maybe that's China. I didn't...
Japan, yeah.
Is it Japan? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. China and Japan.
The U.S. guy is, I guess, what you would, typical white guy.
Hat.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And then
Germany, it's hard to hear.
He's got the hat.
Right, that's like what definitely clues him in. I think the pounding on the desk was the part of the German thing.
I just expect the German guy to have like lederhosen on.
Yeah. And I like that as Joker is dehydrating them all, they're completely oblivious to the fact that they're each getting...
Yeah, I mean, even when it's the last person, he's still arguing with nobody.
Still arguing. Which is a funny joke. I mean, it's, they're all oblivious and they're all still bickering and can't get along, so...
Now, I would think you'd need that water that he has in the backpack to bring them back.
Oh, like, that specific water?
Yeah, that's what I always thought.
Maybe.
But it seems like... Because especially since it failed the first time with Batman's water.
Sure.
So I was like, maybe they should have used the water that was in the tank. Because it's got something in it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's...
But it's just an effect.
I guess it's just meant to be like, the water in me is the same water that's in you, I guess, Because it's literally just water.
Yeah.
There's nothing significant about...
I like the different colored powders.
Yeah, I know. And like some of them had a higher level than others.
Yeah, because I think
other colors.
Weren't the soldiers or the
guinea pigs
all the same color?
Yeah, they were all gray.
Yeah.
So it is funny that to show the UN members, they were all pink and blue and yellow and whatever. I think this is the first confrontation between the good guys and bad guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, where they can see each other, like face down, yeah.
Right.
Maybe that's why they showed Miss Kitka again.
Yeah.
Show that they still had her. Although that'd be
to
incredible
them,
foresight.
Yeah, and they still doesn't show why they'd want Bruce Wayne to think that she's still alive. I don't know. Not that there's any plot holes in this movie. The abandoned submarine dock. So I didn't know this about Cesar Romero, that he was a confirmed bachelor for basically his entire career. And that...
is that code?
Yeah, basically. I read something that someone said he was the undisputed queen of Hollywood. And that he got around town, basically.
Nice.
Like even they connected him to, like rumored connected him to Desi Arnaz,
Really?
which I didn't know that there were any rumors to Desi Arnaz being.
No, I knew him
gay.
as he like cheated on Lucy. Like,
Yeah,
ladies.
yeah.
But hey, it was a swinging time.
Yeah, I mean,
Even
good,
Hefner.
good on him. Yeah.
Now, why does the Penguin? Is it because it's a bird? He can control them.
I guess. Yeah, they've never. I like the Joker and Riddler's little laugh off there.
That was weird. I think this is the same footage we saw earlier.
Yeah. I read that they had the Batboat for the season 2 and 3, but they pretty much just used the footage from this movie. They know. So I don't know if they used the boat for new shots in the later on in the series, but I think I'm so used to hearing Ralph Garman do the Cesar Romero Joker voice, and he does it like with a Irish accent or Scottish, it seems.
Yeah.
But in here, I mean, he's American, but he does have a weird accent when he's voicing the Joker.
Missile away.
They really use these Polaris missiles quite a bit.
That's the worst pair of binoculars I've ever seen.
They were super tiny.
Yeah. Or should I say, bat-oculars. I was hoping when he held them up that it would show that view of the two circles, but they'd be two bat symbols or something.
Oh, that would have been good. That would have been pretty awesome. So I think, is this them trying to evade the... Yeah, they're trying to evade the missile. And it's tough to distinguish, like, which missiles are skywriting missiles and which ones are, you know...
Yeah, they're exactly the same missile, so... Yeah, for a hot second, I thought Robin was driving until I realized the wheel was on the other side.
Right.
I was like, oh, good job, Robin. Way to go. I thought there'd be a lot more Robin lines, like holy this and holy that.
Feels like there's a bunch of them.
Really? I thought it'd be a lot more.
Yeah.
Like, more that made sense.
Sure, holy bikini.
Yeah. Well, that I can understand because it was, water themed, I guess.
Yeah.
I find that Batman can easily jam anything with his radio.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a good shot. Yeah. I like that shot of the sub. The Bat Charge launcher. So they're going to depth charge the sub, forcing it to the surface. But what if it goes wrong? Because as far as they know, Commodore Schmidlap is on the sub, and so is Miss Kitka, maybe?
Yeah. Batman's a gambler.
Yeah.
Fire.
Ooh. The nose is pretty good on Penguin.
Yeah.
Like in certain lightings, you can see the color difference, but it's a decent prosthetic.
I think the cigarette in his mouth helps him with the Penguin voice.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It makes it easier to make
it in there all the time.
Yeah, I don't think there's a single shot without it.
This thing.
Look at a cigarette.
Whoa. I just noticed Penguin's glove is like fluffy.
Oh yeah, no, he's got the spats on the shoes are like that fluffy. His vest is fluffy. Yeah.
Maybe I just had poor quality video on mine, but I didn't notice that before.
Right.
I love that line.
The feline floozy. I love this line. Run silent, run deep.
I wonder if that was from like that old Das Boot movie.
Well, there was a movie called Run Silent, Run Deep.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking of that Das Boot submarine movie. It's the only thing I could think of that was old from that time.
Well, and the funny coincidence is that Frank Gorshin was apparently he fell asleep at the wheel while driving, got into a pretty bad car wreck, and was, out in the hospital or whatever, but was not able to be in the movie Run Silent, Run Deep because of that.
Weird.
Yeah, just a weird coincidence, I guess.
Was that Burgess Meredith making fun of...
I don't know. It's a strange...
Bet there was a shot where he said that and the Riddler was in the background flipping him off.
Yeah. You son of a bitch.
See, this is the part I noticed, that the vials have different levels in them all of a sudden.
And it's changed because that blue one's really low, but before they were all about the same level. Yeah, the level... How does that happen with props? Because you think you'd fill them once,
that
and they would never change.
All the same anyway, so it's like it's not like they're a little off; they're drastically off. I like how it is on a hinge or something.
I know, it just completely stands up on end.
Will it shatter? And the weird effect on the exploding bat charge.
Yeah, the
like Technicolor.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Riddler's or the Joker's buzzers.
Right. Just painted on the frame.
Yeah. I like that because she's a cat. She can't take water. Yet this whole movie's been in the water.
Yeah.
I feel like the Joker's going to cry.
I know, his face. Here's where the wig really holds up because I think he runs his hand through it here.
Yeah. I think he was holding it so his hair didn't catch on fire.
Yeah.
Like, I see the siren on the back, or the light.
Yeah, on the boat.
Yeah, but I've never seen it on.
No, yeah. I think it's on the...
Doesn't the Batmobile
have
that too?
The Batmobile has it too, yeah. But yeah, I don't know what purpose it serves.
I don't think I've ever seen either on.
Mm-mm.
At least in this movie, I know.
This shot just reminds me of the Truman Show, where the water meets the wall.
The dome.
Yeah.
No, this I was waiting for the whole time.
Yes. I feel like they probably saved this shot for, the end of production.
Yeah.
Because it's just madness and finally we get the
whap.
Pow, whap.
My favorite's when they fall in the water.
I know. Sploosh. That big rubber wrench that he's swinging around.
I like the Riddler's entrance. Oh, no, it's the Penguin's entrance.
Oh, yeah.
Slides
yeah.
on that rope.
I read that they did the words, because the comics had sound effects, so they thought, well, why not add them to the show? Like, surprised they didn't have a kick sound effect there.
Irk. Some of the words are kind of bizarre.
Oh, they're crazy. Now this is insane. They throw the cat to Batman.
And I'm guessing that was a real cat.
It's a real cat because you can see it. Like, that thing he's swinging it around like crazy.
I know, if I was Batman, I'd just chuck it back at the cat.
I think. But I mean, that cat is fighting for its life, but he's just...
I like this part where he gets him caught in there.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
it looks
cool.
like a question mark.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of fun.
That is cool. It's a fun fight.
That was a stunt, dude.
Very much a stunt, man.
Like his hair wasn't even close.
Bon voyage, pussy.
I wonder if that's a Pussy Galore reference.
Right.
Sword fight like swashbucklers.
Yeah.
You gotta know they've been wanting to do that the whole time.
I know.
I'm sure they all grew up with like pirate movies.
Oh, yeah. I know Adam West was in a few like Zorro TV shows or movies, and so was Cesar Romero. He did some Zorro stuff.
Robin pulls down this guy by his pants.
Yeah.
Blurp.
I like that they do get Batman into the water. Like
her plop.
Lee Merriweather. She's still alive and acting, like, even as of last... Like, she has one credit in 2015 I saw, so...
Wasn't Batgirl the one that just passed?
Yeah, Yvonne Craig. Yeah, she just recently passed as of this recording. Like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think.
That was so lame.
Yeah.
I was like, you're a cat. Yeah. You're supposed to land on your feet.
Right.
Come on, lady.
Oh, and there's the reveal.
Batman got Lois Lane.
Oh, yeah.
Just the mask fooled him.
The way they play it, though, is really well done.
Heartbroken.
Yeah, very heartbroken. And I like that they add the music that they from their date. Yeah,
flashback.
But they keep on his face for a really long time, and I think it's pretty well done. And I like Burt Ward here. It's
so.
And this is great. The moment he realizes that he sees the dust here in a second.
Yeah. Human Jetsam.
Yeah. Oh, look at this face. So intense. But that pink one is filled to the tippy top.
Yeah.
Holy almost.
Maybe they made the smallest one the Russian and the biggest one the American just to make a point.
Commodore Schmidlap.
That's why they kept him around.
Son of a bitch. Yeah.
I like Robin's face. It's like somebody stole his puppy.
Yeah.
This was awesome.
Oh, the super molecular dust separator.
Not that. The gowns. He's got his belt
over
he's
got his
gown.
Cape on.
And his cape and everything. It's like, okay, you're in the Batcave.
And gloves over gloves.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, the super molecular dust separator or whatever.
Yeah. There's always hope.
Boy wonder.
I liked reading that because, Adam West had to wear a mask, it was easier to get stuntmen, to do a lot of his performances. But with Burt Ward, it was tougher because he just had the domino mask on, and it was, it was harder to fake it. So Burt Ward's trips to the emergency room were a lot more than
makes sense.
than Adam West had to deal with.
Oh, I do not remember Alfred having an old lady.
Well, that is Aunt Harriet, and that is Dick's aunt. That's Robin's aunt.
So why wouldn't she have been his ward?
I don't know.
She
Doesn't have a single line in this movie.
No.
She's just there. She's there at the beginning. She kind of waves at him, and then just that scene. Here's Robin trying to play God because he's a homicidal maniac.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, it works out that way.
I know, it does.
And Batman says, "We've done a great thing here."
I know.
But here he's chastising.
I know.
Which is it, Batman? You hypocrite.
Which way do you want
We should listen to Robin.
Yeah.
He wants to kill them all.
Yeah.
Change everyone.
Implant their own government.
Robin's very, I don't want to say...
the music,
he's got the makings of a great villain.
Oh, yeah.
Like, trained by Batman.
Yeah.
But the morals of somebody a little askew.
Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised there wasn't a villain called the Batcatcher or something.
The Batcatcher, that would have been great.
Or that would be somebody's weapon to catch Batman.
Yeah.
Launch the Batcatcher.
The red phone.
I think that glove is connected to the arm gauntlet. The medical glove he's got on.
Yeah?
Because he took it off and it was all one. Like the Sprite
See, I
gauntlet.
think...
And I don't know, it may have just been the way he took it off.
Earlier, he tried to take it off. I think because he basically was wearing two gloves, it was impossible to remove one glove while keeping the other one on.
I like this part where they showed across the world.
I know. Everyone's just waiting and watching and with anticipation.
That and I like the incredibly British translator.
Yeah.
Like, well, why do they need a British translator?
Right.
I like the setup, though. It's very sixth grade science class.
All the various apparatus.
That does not look like enough water.
Hey, I know. But they do have it labeled soft water this time.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And I don't... What happens to the vessels that these guys are in?
Shatter.
Yeah.
And everyone has cuts all over them.
Right.
Old white guys in suits in the corner.
Yeah.
Check.
They really slow it down and really play up the suspension.
Yeah, even though it's extremely not suspenseful.
I know. But at one point, because the music is really subtle here, but then here in a second, they completely take out the music. Once the water starts to trickle.
I thought it would have been awesome if maybe the Joker finally got his big plot point and he altered their makeup so that they'd rehydrate and all look like the Joker.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
With all the makeup and
all
stuff.
white faces and
they're all just start laughing and trying to kill Batman. That would have been awesome. You get Japanese Joker, Russian Joker, because he's big into chemistry with that chemical X stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be sweet.
The United Joker Nation. All right, copyrighted. Nobody steal that.
Nice.
It's totally gonna be an episode somewhere.
At one point, Joker was he was an ambassador for Iran, I want to say. In the comics, that's it.
Nice.
In the, I think it was part of that Death in the Family where he killed Jason Todd. He was somehow he had what's it called, asylum or whatever. He couldn't be.
A little premature there, buddy.
Yeah. So the Security Council members are all magically just pop back into the room and continue to bicker and as if nothing happened. Complete with clothes and
So now have they been transported into different bodies? Like their essence? Like their souls seem to be in the wrong body.
The way I read it is, at the first time I ever watched it, I thought, oh, their language centers just got switched, you know.
Because that one dude
and so that's not a big deal.
The desk.
Right.
Yeah.
But kind of in watching this, and now that I'm, seeing it with a little bit different perspective, it is their personalities that have been switched.
Yeah.
So...
because they start using each other's mannerisms.
Exactly. Yeah.
So now, when they go home, their families will be irrevocably...
Take two?
I can't even... how do you say that word?
Irrevocably?
Man, that's a hard one. It's like specifically.
Yeah.
Pacifically.
Specifically. Yeah, I do like Batman taking credit for like possibly the greatest service ever,
it was Robin's
performed
idea.
for the
And now they're inconspicuously escaping through the window.
For 5 minutes it takes them to get
definitely
out of
not
room.
the stealthy Batman from the animated
series.
series.
It's weird. And it's just a strange ending for a movie too. Like we're just gonna
our work here is done. Their families will be utterly confused by the people that come back to them.
Yeah.
Will they come back to their bodies
Right,
family
right.
or their personalities?
Gotta imagine they go wherever the personality takes them, right?
Weird.
And that is the end.
That was the question mark because they were going to do a sequel.
Probably, and it was just because they knew that
Leave it
season
open.
2 was coming,
Yeah.
so it's like...
Thought they'd have one at the end of each season or something.
Yeah. It is so weird that this is a...
It would have been a cool tie-in if you ended the last season with a lead up to the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like the last episode of season 1 would have had some clue that they're all working together.
Oh, yeah. And I guess the TV show did a lot of... At the very end of an episode, they tease the villain for the next episode. But it is weird that it's a Warner Brothers property produced by 20th Century Fox, and it aired on ABC.
Jeez.
Like now,
Yeah.
there's just no way. Although now they are doing Gotham on Fox.
Well, ABC now is owned by Disney.
Marvel, or Disney,
Yeah.
So it's funny. Back
weird.
then it was...
Yeah.
But you didn't have a Fox channel, and you didn't have a WB or CW or whatever.
Yeah. When we do our pros and cons, it's going to be a little more difficult than with a serious movie like Bond.
Right, because this one is just played for,
It's a goof.
It's a goof, yeah. it's just played up, and it is hard to... It's hard to compare this movie and treat it the same as we have, a Goldfinger or From Russia with Love. Like,
Yeah.
it's just in a different class, you know. So it's... But, it's what we're here to do, so...
Tough stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're here
Did you
to
want to
do
go
us-
into our pros and cons? Get
Sure.
out of the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
What, do you want to go first?
Sure. Let's do cons first, just to
Okay.
get them out of the way.
Sure.
Because I don't have that many.
No, I don't either.
For the cons, I'd have to say that obviously my hatred of that music that they played over and over again. That
Yeah.
drove me nuts.
Yeah, I don't mind it when they're driving and they've got the Batman theme playing.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine, but yeah, the monotony of the
Yeah, that got on my nerves real quick. And then I'll let you do a con. I don't
Okay.
wanna take one of yours
My
away.
first one is just the Bruce Kitka date scene. Just goes on a little too long. I like the performances, but the scene just goes on a little too long.
Yeah, that was kind of shared with my other con was
Yeah.
the length of certain scenes, like
Sure.
the Batcopter getting taken out of the hangar. And I don't give a crap. Just
Right.
I don't want to see Batman's hangar groupies. And
Yeah, I did think it was cool that the hangar guys, they did have bat symbols on the back of their jumpsuits.
Oh, I didn't notice
Yeah,
that.
so it's like, does he have a team of people that are just always there, like ready, at a moment's notice. And
that's the Unit 2 team, just in case of emergencies.
Yeah,
or bat emergencies, I should say. Sorry, that's horrible.
What's your second one?
My second con, well, I mean, I'd have to say it was the fact that the Joker kind of disappointed.
That's my second one as well. Just the underused.
Yeah.
Because he's a great character,
I just expected him to be more crazy than the Riddler.
Right.
Like, I always saw the Riddler as this brainy guy.
Yes. That's the way they play him in, like, the animated series, and obviously not the way they play him in the Batman Forever.
Yeah.
But
this one, he's, like, hysterically insane. Like, he's more Joker than the Joker.
I know. It's weird. And maybe that's just the way the character was kind of, maybe even in the comics, maybe that's how...
but, I mean, the Joker didn't do anything. He never had, like, a real say. He was always getting stuff.
Yeah.
Or delivering tea to the
captain, it is too bad that... Yeah. Because, like we said earlier, we couldn't figure out what was attributed to Joker in the kind of the opening thing with the shark.
Yeah.
Like, they manufactured a reason because the shark was pulling his leg, but that's not enough of a...
It was the same with the Catwoman in the sea.
Right. Yeah, exactly. There's no connection there.
Yeah.
But
I don't know why I'm doing hand quotes when this is a podcast. It's not...
Well, you can hear it.
yeah.
I don't have another con.
Yeah, we sort of shared a couple. So,
yeah.
Like I said, it was kind of difficult to throw cons at this. But, they're obviously...
Yeah, because there's obvious things we could pull apart as far as like production value, like the rockets and the use of miniatures and plot holes. Yeah. But to me, I mean, if we want to jump into our pros,
sure.
the campiness to me is a pro. Because from everything I hear and I've read, that the show was very well received, at least for a little while. I mean, obviously in season 2 it started to decline in popularity. But this is one of those that I think time has been on its side, and it's come back around. It's...
Oh, yeah. You were saying the Rotten Tomato score was...
Yeah, it's 80%.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty awesome for a movie like this.
Yeah, and especially because you couldn't compare this to, a modern comic book movie because, for one, everyone would say, oh, there's too many villains. But in this, I think it's just right. And it might be because we don't have any villain origin stories here.
Yeah.
We just have villains. There's no...
Oh, yeah. There's no Batman origin story.
Exactly. So...
It's just straight up a battle. And...
Right. So you can't compare it to the modern standards. But maybe that's also because it's really...
assuming you watch the show.
Exactly. And this is just a long episode of the show.
Yeah. It's an awesome finale.
Production quality, yeah. But, that's definitely a pro for me.
Yeah, I saw they spent like 1.3 mil.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
Like 1.7, so at least they made money.
Yeah.
Wasn't a great deal of money.
Well, see, what I read was they spent, like you said, like 1.3, but then they got 3 million.
Maybe it was just a box. I don't know. It may have been a U.S. number I saw, not worldwide or something.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they've made some money since then.
Oh, yeah.
With DVDs and Netflix
Blu-ray
licensing and all that.
It's one of those weird ones that the legal, the rights to this were in the air for so long because it was between Warner Brothers and Fox, and it was just, all kinds of trouble. But
I mean, because there's always going to be people buying this because there's always going to be new Batman fans. And they're going to want to see the first Batman movie. Yeah,
and I think this is one of those that people probably tend to, like you even said, your daughter responded to the villains and just seeing like...
Oh, yeah, she loved the bad guys.
Yeah, so I think this is one of those that will stick around for years and years because it's one you can show to kids.
She's 2.
Right. And then it's one that, your teenagers and your preteens and young adults aren't going to enjoy this.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I did not I thought it was cheesy and lame when I was a teenager.
Yeah, I always go back to Kevin Smith puts it really well that he grew up with this. This was on when he was a kid. So this was his Batman.
Is he that old?
He was born in like 70, I think.
Okay,
so it was on, but not like
it wasn't
brand
live
new,
airing. Okay.
Right? But he always talks about like in '89, in the hype for the Batman, the '89 movie, that everyone was like, "Oh, this isn't Batman." Batman's dark, and But now it's one of those things that you come back around, and it's like, no, this is Batman, but it's just a different Batman.
Yeah, there's obviously two Batmans. There's
right. Well, and
comic
even,
Batman,
yeah,
and then dark, brooding,
yeah,
angry Batfleck face Batman,
and it all rises in popularity, because even looking at the Nolan Batman stuff, it's hard to then watch the Burton Batman stuff without thinking, oh, this stuff is pretty cheesy, but.
Yeah, because that one still's got some cheesiness to it.
Quite a bit,
and way more in the ones that came after Keaton.
Well, and the funny thing is, like, Batman and Robin is a lot like this.
Yeah.
But we'll get
Mr.
there.
Freeze, all the horrible puns. And,
yeah. Oh, can't wait.
I thought that was the death of Batman movies.
Yeah, everyone did.
But then they came out, like, I like the darker Batman because it makes more sense. I mean, he's a kid that watches, maybe that's going to screw up anybody.
Sure.
Like,
we didn't even talk about the origin of Batman, but
spoilers.
Everyone knows, if we have to talk about the origin of Batman, then.
Because, I mean, that makes sense that he'd be, like, a screwed up, like, sort of almost an anti-hero.
Right.
Like, he's doing this, like, in the shadows, and you're not quite sure why he's doing it.
Yeah.
Like, to the public. Like,
sure.
it's not like this Batman where it's like, oh, Batman makes
this is
feel
the,
good.
The daylight Batman, because this is the one that there's not even a single shot of him in nighttime. There we get Robin and Alfred, in the Batmobile at nighttime, but this is your daytime Batman, So, that was just my first pro.
Oh yeah, correct. For me, obvious pro, the vehicles.
Oh sure,
especially the submarine and the flying umbrellas. I mean,
those are great.
The more ridiculous, the better.
Yeah,
for this movie anyway.
Yeah,
and then the Batmobile, obviously, and all the Batmobile, like helicopter, Batcopter, Batbike, odd Bat go-kart that flies off the Batbike in case Robin gets too uppity.
Right. Yeah. It's always got that button ready to push.
I imagine there's a seat launcher in the Batmobile.
I'm sure there is.
Because, if he's supposed to be a teenager, he's going to get annoying.
Yeah.
He's going to think he knows everything, and Batman's just going to be like, oh, son of a... Robin.
Yeah. Or
Bat ejection.
Or if the rumors are true and Burt Ward really did, bang as many Bat groupies around set as he claims to, Adam West always has that button ready to push to shoot Burt Ward off.
It's like, damn it, Boy Wonder, your incessant itching of your crabs is driving me mad.
Your bat crabs.
Bat crabs. Well, I'm sure they have bat crab spray. So.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, or repellent, whatever. Oh, that got out of hand really quick. How do we go from vehicles to bat crabs?
Well,
I blame you for starting with the groupies.
I know. Where were we? I guess
Speaking about bat crabs.
Speaking of bat crabs, my second pro is as weird as it sounds, is the acting, because I could watch Adam West as Bruce Wayne a lot more than than we were even shown here. I mean, I think because I could see him as a James Bond. It's interesting, and you don't get a lot of Adam West, Bruce Wayne before this.
I could see him saying James Bond.
Right.
Bond,
so
James
Bond. And even Burt Ward has a lot of good moments, like a lot of little subtle moments as Robin. Like I said, my favorite villain here was Riddler, because I think Frank Gorshin just knocks it out of the park. I mean, it's over the top and it's crazy, but fits in the movie, I think, perfectly well. And I think all the acting is really solid through this.
I was just thinking that I liked, and well, I enjoyed, then got annoyed, and then enjoyed again all the labeling.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, I found it fun to try to read all the labels on the set.
Yeah.
And what they would call things. Mm-hmm. It was sort of a love-hate with that.
Sure.
And I honestly maybe I just ignored it, but I honestly thought I could have done with some more holy this, holy that.
See, that I didn't get on my nerves, but I noticed it a lot. So it seemed weird to me that you said you didn't notice it much.
I didn't. I don't know why. I just like that.
Yeah.
Like, even when they did it in the Batman and Robin movie where he goes, holy metal, Batman.
Yeah, holy rusted metal, Batman.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I was like, oh, throwback. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just cheesy that way. But my real pro, I'd have to say, is the different sets. Like, I like the fact that they're in a submarine layer for the bad guys, and then they have their seaside shanty bar layer.
Yeah.
And, obviously the Bat Cave, which is done up to the nines with random beeping and lights flashing. So I like the sets in it.
Right.
I mean, obviously they're not high quality like Bond.
Sure.
But, they're true to the TV show at least.
Oh, yeah. And it's nice that they reuse a lot of those sets. It must have made production a lot easier just to not have to build a Batcave. And I did hear in some interview that Burt Ward gave, so it's kind of his retelling, but part of the reason why there was never a season 4 was they got rid of the sets after season 3. So they said that they probably would have done a season 4, but they didn't want to take the time to rebuild all the sets. So but that was, again, that's Burt Ward saying that in an interview, so that may not be true. But I think my last pro is just the villains. I think this movie works really well with the 4 villains that we get, plus henchmen and goons. Like I said, any modern comic book movie, this would have been a disaster. But because it plays by its own set of rules, I think it works perfectly.
Yeah, it was a fun watch.
Yeah, very fun.
And I think you could make a social drinking game out of it.
Oh, sure. I mean,
like every time Adam West makes you uncomfortable, or you see Robin riding the lap of another man. Yeah.
Or just way too close to each other for comfort. It's funny because I didn't notice the Adam West making me uncomfortable, like
it was
with the dating
Bruce
scenes
Wayne,
and stuff.
I thought it was just like his Edgar Allan Poe reading. I was like, ugh, creepy.
The only part I thought was weird was when they were in the carriage and they're like face to face touching. they're not even making out, but they're
closed.
just skin to skin.
It made me think of Demolition Man, where they have the headbands and they're having sex, but they're not touching each other. They're just have the headbands on to get. That's what it made me think.
Wow.
I was like, this is the weirdest sex scene ever in movie history.
Nice.
Oh wait, that's Demolition Man.
That's funny.
So Stallone and Bullock not touching each other.
Yeah.
With headbands. Oh, I know what we could do.
Yeah.
Sort of do an impromptu ranking of Batmans.
Ooh, great idea.
Like.
No, yeah, that kick us off with. Do you mean favorite actors?
Yeah,
or favorite like.
Well,
movies?
Not actor, but portrayal of Batman in a movie.
Yeah.
All right, I'll start at the worst, which is George Clooney.
Right.
And well, I know you like bat nipples.
I do.
But and that had bat nipples and a lot of bat butt, bat crotch.
Yeah. That's my jam.
Batman was like a piece of meat in that movie.
Oh, that's funny. My worst. Yeah, my worst Batman has to be Clooney as well. There's definitely
it's a no-brainer.
No-brainer. I actually like Clooney's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, that's a different list.
Yeah.
But I felt like Clooney was just mailing it in. He knew he was on a turd.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
Let's just ham it up.
And there's not much of Clooney in that movie either. Like, when you actually look at screen time.
Yeah.
So, I'm assuming your next worst.
This is where I'm going to get some haters.
Uh-oh.
Christian Bale.
Wow.
I could not get over the Batman voice.
Wow.
It annoyed me all the time.
So you'll take a Kilmer over
a
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It was just the Bat voice. Like, everyone makes fun of it still.
Yeah.
It was so horrible to me. And I was like, you couldn't afford, like, a voice modulator, Batman?
Right.
Or,
right.
like, it was so, like, Batman.
Yeah.
It was just so horrible to me.
Wow.
And I think the test of time will prove me right on that.
Okay, well...
I think more people will get, like, why was he doing that?
Listeners, just send that email to realcomicheroes@gmail.com, and I'll make sure and forward it on to Patrick.
Whatever, haters gonna hate. That's why you have podcasts, too.
Yeah, you gotta...
bitch and argue about point of views.
That's fair.
Especially when he gets all emo in the last Batman, and he's like, I'm not fighting for a while. My leg hurts.
Yeah, I know. But Kilmer does it too, and the last half of the movie, it's like, I met a girl, so I'm shutting down.
Well, I can understand that.
So your next one was Bale. Who would I go with? I've got to, if I'm going to rank them in the way I want to see them, then it's really hard because I have a lot of nostalgia for Val Kilmer as Batman because that was like the perfect age for me. Mm-hmm. I might have to go Adam West is my next, least favorite or next. Whatever.
Wow.
As fun as he is, if I'm just, want to see Batman.
All right, Garmy, let's get him. Let's get him. Wow.
Yeah.
And you gave me shit. Wow.
I know. I'll take that hate mail. realcomicheroes@gmail.com.
Jeez, we were just pissing people off.
That's fine. So who's your next?
Just to back up my Bale point.
Okay.
People seem to like, at least I seem to like, the villains in the new Batman movies more than Batman. Like, Joker took the second one.
Sure.
Even in the first one, I liked Liam Neeson and his, what he's packing. And then the third one, I mean, everyone has the Bane impression now.
Yeah.
Like, everyone talked about Bane.
Yeah.
Granted, his voice was ridiculous, too. It was like a battle of whose voice is more ridiculous in the movie. But, I mean, the second movie, the greatest of the Nolan trilogy, I thought, was... Yeah. It was the Joker that made it. It wasn't Christian Bale.
For sure.
And Batman.
That's a fair point.
My third one will be Kilmer.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I liked it. Like, it was refreshing after the Michael Keaton Batman. Because I thought, I don't know. I just liked Kilmer's swagger.
Okay.
As Batman.
Yeah, no, I really dig Kilmer. But again, that was, I would have been...
It's right before they got 95. Super weird.
Yeah. That was 95, so I would have been 12. So that was my Batman movie, I loved Batman forever. So that one, I would probably even put Kilmer over Bale. Because I think my third would be Christian Bale.
Okay.
With Kilmer, my second favorite.
Nice. I dig that. My next one will be...
You still have Adam West and Keaton.
Yeah, I got Adam West. Because I appreciate the different... Like, he's the best at this Batman.
Well, yeah.
So he played this as best as you could.
Sure.
Nobody could do what he did.
Yeah.
Like, as well as he did, I thought. Like, that was tough to play this Batman without being
because they tried with Batman and Robin, and it didn't work, so...
And Clooney, you are no Adam West.
Oh, but he could have been. If he really tried, I think Clooney could have delivered the lines with that.
I don't know.
You know,
It would have been tough.
I don't know. I think Clooney had it in him to be careful, Robin. We have not a moment to lose. You know, I think Clooney could have gotten there.
Oh, they should have
because they could have just gone further. They didn't go far enough with Batman and Robin to make it as campy as this.
Yeah.
So it was in this weird, like, you know, negative zone.
They didn't know what they wanted to be.
Exactly. So they should have gone further to make it even campier.
They were more the cheesy one-liner.
Yes.
And odd lighting and costuming. I don't know.
Neon and...
Yeah. All right.
So yeah, I think we both put Keaton as our top Batman, right?
I thought you'd need to go number 2.
Well,
you need to go number 2.
I do. I'll be right back.
God, I'm so immature. So yeah, we both have Keaton.
Yeah, Keaton is number 1. There's just nothing like seeing him in that suit. You know,
he had the best, like, dark, natural.
Yeah,
like, it wasn't like over the top dark, like pale.
And that for me was in my head. I think of my first Batman being Michael Keaton because I was obsessed when that movie came out. Of watching the commercial, watching, you know, had it on VHS and just wore the crap out of it. You know, and somewhere in there, this 66 Batman was around that same time, but I didn't connect to it and cling to it like I did the 89 Batman movie. So, yeah, Keaton's just, for me, my favorite Batman.
All right. At least we agreed on something there.
Yeah.
I mean, the first and the last we agreed on. I think pretty easily.
We weren't too far off.
Nah. Although you were shocked that I said Bale is...
I've just never heard anyone rank Bale that low.
It's just, I don't know. It's just the more I let time pass, the more it irritates me with
and
his
I'm
Batman
sure
voice.
that will get... You'll probably will have, you know, the more popular opinion. Yeah, in years to come, I bet Bale will fall lower and lower into that.
Because, like, I like the villains in the Nolan movies more than I like Batman.
Yeah. Now, if I'm really picking my favorite Batman, I've got to go Kevin Conroy, you know, as the voice of Batman, because even, you know, live action or animated, that is Batman for me.
Yeah, I think the animated has the best acting.
It's got the best, for me, everything.
You got Hamill as the Joker.
Yeah.
Who does an awesome job.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the voice... Well, maybe it's because they're voice actors and they have to put all into the voice. And I don't know. But yeah, I agree with that.
So,
all right.
We didn't really talk about Lee Merriweather much, but...
Yeah, she didn't... I thought that was
one
lame
thing
how she went down at the end.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I was surprised to find out that she played Lily Munster in a sequel TV series of the Munsters. It was called The Munsters Today, and apparently was ran in 88 to 91 for 3 seasons, and I know nothing. I have no recollection.
She would have been an older...
I mean, that would have been in the 80s, so...
That's like 20
years after this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
She would have been
but
in
she
her
was
40s.
Lily Munster, so the mom, you know. But
I was thinking of the young girl. Never mind.
Oh, no. But do you remember a Munsters TV show from the 80s?
I remember the TV show from
the
50s or 60s, whatever that was.
Yeah.
The black and white Munsters.
Mm-hmm.
But...
So that was one of the... And she was a 1955 Miss America, so that was kind of interesting. But I don't really have any other trivia that I really wanted to cover.
Oh, I did read that they sort of, not so subtly, said that if Adam West didn't do the movie, they'd recast.
Yeah, I did see
Batman.
that. Which would have been crazy. Like, after one season, you'd have
Should have put Shatner in that role.
Shatner's Batman. Oh, man.
Chum.
It wouldn't be that far off.
I know, we were saying.
Yeah.
Same style, same cadence almost.
Yeah.
Although he would have been a lot smoother with the ladies.
Yeah.
I'm totally kidding.
Captain Kirk.
Would have just fallen on them and taken advantage of them.
His shirt would have been off in every scene.
He'd have chest hair and the bat symbol.
Oh, man.
Shaved it too.
That'd be great. So really, I guess we just gotta rate this sucker.
Oh man, like I said, this is tough to read.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to go first?
I'm a little scared.
I usually
to
go
rate
first,
this movie.
so
okay. Then I'll
letting
go
the
first.
Batman expert.
All right.
Take over.
Like starting off, I thought, oh, this will be silly and kind of dumb and everything, but I forgot how fun this movie was. Because really I've only watched it a couple times. Like when I was a kid, I remember watching it. I probably would have watched it whenever I bought this DVD, like, whatever, maybe 10 years ago or something. But since then, I really haven't given it much thought, but there's definitely a lot of it that's nostalgia, but so far this has been one of the funnest movies we've watched.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's, obviously that doesn't mean it's the best movie. Production-wise, it can't compare to the scope that some of those Bond movies have, But, because, again, this is basically a long episode of a TV show. So production value is just not the same. But that all being said, I will give this... I'm really struggling here. Because to say a 4.5 seems really high.
Yeah, out of 5.
Out of 5.
Yeah.
But
with your instance.
See, I'm torn between a 4 and a 4.5.
4.25.
I could go 4.25 just to split the difference, and I might feel a little bit better about that because it feels weird to rate this higher than some of the Bond movies. But if I'm gonna, I would recommend this to anybody, especially with kids. I wouldn't recommend it for a teenager because they're going to be bored. Even
unless you're a hipster.
Even like if you're going to watch it ironically, but I don't think that's how to properly watch this movie. I think you need to appreciate it, But regardless, I would still recommend this to just about anybody. So I'm going to go 4.25.
Yeah, I could see this. I don't think I'd watch it alone anymore, but as a group watching, I think it would be really fun.
Yeah.
I think it would fit into like a midnight movie showing, like, with a group of people, people dressed up as Batman.
I'm surprised there isn't more of that. Maybe somewhere there is.
Throwing rubber sharks when Batman's leg is caught in the trap.
Turn it into a Rocky Horror kind of thing. Yeah.
So it's got a cult feel to it.
Yeah.
So I'd put it at a. This is tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
I'm gonna put it at a 4.
Okay.
Pretty high.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. Like, it was fun to watch. It was like, what are they gonna cheese up next with like the bat names and this ridiculous riddles that obviously are horribly done.
Yeah.
But to them, it makes perfect sense as to how you fix that riddle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd put it at a 4.
Right on. That makes this a 4.125. So,
pretty good.
Very good.
Yeah.
So, that being said, let me pull up our list of movies.
I totally forgot to look at the next movie.
I think it is
another Bond
You
one.
Only Live Twice. Bond
Son
movie.
of a Bond. That's SOB. Son of a Bond.
Nice. Yeah, because that's our 1967 movie. In 68, we'll have, another Bond movie and a Planet of the Apes.
Oh, I can't wait for Planet of the Apes. So we're going back to Bond.
Going back to Bond with You Only Live Twice. So,
which I always thought was a weird title.
I kind of like it.
You only live twice.
Because it's obviously the common phrase is you only live once.
Yeah.
But I like that they present it like as if that's a common thing to,
Well, Bond has been reincarnated.
Right.
Well, more than twice.
Yeah. But before then, you can always find us at Real Comic Heroes on either Twitter or Facebook. You can visit our website at realpodcastnetwork.com. And we've got our movie list over there. And every week I try to share some, geek news or other podcasts that I'm checking out, and as well as obviously posting the show there. So hit us up there. Give us a rating on iTunes. We're obviously at Real Comic Heroes on iTunes. So, but I guess we'll be back next time with
You Only Live Twice.
You Only Live Twice.
Another Bond movie. Hope you're ready, people.
You only live twice.
Is that how it goes?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh,
I think
weird.
I want to say it's Nancy Sinatra singing.
Okay. So
I
it's
think
a little classier.
A little bit, yeah.
It's not a Goldfinger.
No.
You only live twice.
Oh, just wait till we get to Diamonds Are Forever.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah,
Cool.
we'll be back with You Only Live Twice.
Yep. Stay tuned for another incredible episode.
Any interference with this spaceship will be regarded as an act of war.
If our Singapore tracking station is correct about the rocket not landing in Russia, then where did it land?
This is the big one, 007.
Good evening.
We assume it's Japan.
Welcome to Japan, Mr. Bond. And how do you like our country so far?
Well, at least he died on the job.
He'd have wanted it this way.
Rubbish. Bond is alive.
Request permission to come aboard, sir.
Are the Japanese equipped to launch such a rocket?
That's what you've got to find out, and fast. I am a trifle disappointed at the ease with which I could pull you in.
Kill him.
Get down!
I never take any risks.
I think you are taking one now.
I am.
This damn thing could blow up into a full-scale war.
I think I will enjoy very much serving under you.
For a European, you are exceptionally cultivated.
You will see that my piranha fish get very hungry. They can strip a man to the bone in 30 seconds.
Bon appetit.
I've got you now.
Well, enjoy yourself.
James Bond, allow me to introduce myself. I am Ernst Stavro Blofeld. They told me you were assassinated in Hong Kong.
Yes, this is my second life.
You only live twice, Mr. Bond.
All the things I do for England.
Caesar, gentlemen, all we can do now is wait and pray.
Kill Bond, now!
You have a lot of energy for a dead man, Mr. Bond.